remember the first morning when I said, "Something is wrong with my brain." My name is Peter Lawson, and I work as a simple office clerk. My job is not hard. I answer emails, I check numbers, I write short reports, but every day I felt slow. I felt heavy. My mind was not clear. I read one line again and again. I forgot small things. I felt tired. I felt confused. At first, I thought it was normal. I told myself, maybe I just need more sleep. So I slept more. I went to bed early. I stayed in bed longer. But nothing changed. I still woke up with a heavy head. I still felt like I was walking in fog. A thick gray fog. I did not like that feeling. It made me scared. I thought, am I getting sick? Is my brain getting weaker? I did not want that. I am still young. I wanted to feel sharp. I wanted to feel awake. One day, I made a small decision. I said, I will not just guess. I will test. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a scientist. But I can try simple things. I can watch myself. I can write things down. I can learn. So I started a small habit. Every morning at the same time, I did simple brain exercises on my computer. Memory games, word games, logic puzzles, nothing too hard, just simple tests. I wrote down my score every day. I also wrote how I felt. Very tired. A little better. Still foggy. I kept it simple. For 2 weeks, I changed nothing. I just watched. I just recorded. This was my starting point, my normal state. And I did not like it. My scores were low. My mind felt slow every day. It was clear. Something had to change. Then I started my first test. I looked at my room. I sleep in a small bedroom. I always close the door at night. I like quiet. I like darkness. But one morning, I woke up and felt very bad. My head felt heavy. My eyes felt dry. I opened the window a little. Fresh air came in. It felt nice. Very nice. So I had a thought. Maybe the air is bad at night. The next night, I left the window open just a little. Not too much, just a small gap. I slept like that. In the morning, I woke up and waited. I listened to my body. Something felt different. My head was lighter, not perfect, but better. I felt it. I really felt it. I kept doing it for a few days. Every night, I opened the window a little. Every morning, I checked my feeling and my test scores. After 3 days, I was sure. My scores were higher. My mind felt clearer. I smiled. It was a small change, but it worked. I thought, okay, this is real. Small things can help. Then I moved to the next test. Every morning, I had the same habit. I woke up and I drank coffee. Always coffee first. I loved coffee. It made me feel awake. Or at least, I thought so. But one morning, I asked myself, what if I try something different? So I did something very simple. I drank a big glass of water first. Just water. I added a small pinch of salt and a little lemon. The taste was strange, but okay. Then I waited before drinking coffee. That day, I felt a little better. Not a big change, just a small change. But I kept going. I did it again the next day. And the next. After a few days, I noticed something. My mind felt more stable. I did not feel so weak in the morning. My brain tests were better on days when I drank water first. It was clear, very clear. I wrote in my notebook, water first helps, coffee later. I felt excited. Not big excitement, but quiet excitement, like I was slowly fixing something broken. Then I looked at another habit. My phone. My phone was always near me, always, on my desk, in my hand, next to my bed. Even when I worked, it was there. I did not always use it, but it was there. One day, I tried something new. I left my phone in the kitchen. I sat at my desk without it. At first, it felt strange. I felt a little nervous. I wanted to check it. I wanted to touch it. But I did not. I started my work. I read my emails. I wrote my reports. And something interesting happened. I stayed focused longer. I did not look away. I did not feel pulled. My mind stayed in one place. After work, I did my brain tests. My scores were higher, not just a little, clearly higher. I was surprised. I thought, is it really the phone? So I tested again. For some days, I kept the phone away. For some days, I put it back on the desk. The result was simple. When the phone was near me, I was weaker. When the phone was far, I was stronger. My mind was stronger. I laughed a little. So simple, I said. So simple, but I did not see it before. Now I had 3 small changes. Fresh air at night. Water in the morning. Phone away during work. These were not big, exciting things. No special pills, no expensive tools, just simple habits. But I felt something new. Hope. For a long time, I felt stuck. I felt like nothing could help me. But now I saw change. Real change. I could feel it in my head. I could see it in my scores. Still, the fog was not gone. Not fully. Some days were good. Some days were still bad. I was better, but not free. I sat one evening and looked at my notebook. Many pages, many notes, many small changes. I asked myself, what is the real problem? What is hiding under this? I did not have the answer yet, but I knew one thing. I was on the right path. I said quietly, I will keep going. I will test more. I will not stop. And that was the moment my real journey began. After I saw small changes in my daily habits, I felt a quiet kind of hope. Not big, loud hope, just a soft feeling inside me. I told myself, keep going. Do not stop now. My mind was a little clearer, but the fog was still there. Some mornings were good. Some mornings were still heavy. I wanted more answers. So I started to look deeper. One evening, I sat at my desk and looked at my notes. I had many pages now. I saw patterns. I saw good days and bad days. I asked myself, what is inside my body? Maybe something is missing. That idea stayed in my head for many days. Finally, I went to see a doctor. His name was Victor Hale. He was calm and kind, but also very busy. I told him about my problem. I said, my mind feels slow. I feel tired every day. I cannot think clearly. He listened, but not for long. He gave me a simple answer. You are fine. Maybe stress. Maybe sleep. Try to relax. I left his office, but I did not feel satisfied. I felt a little angry. I felt a little lost. Fine, I thought. I do not feel fine. So I made another decision. I said, I will ask for tests, real tests. I went back and asked for blood tests, not just simple ones. I asked for more details. The doctor looked at me, a little surprised, but he agreed. Then I waited. Waiting was hard. Every day felt long. I kept doing my small habits. Open window, drink water, keep phone away. These helped, but I wanted to know more. I wanted the real reason. After some days, the results came. I sat in the clinic again. The doctor looked at the paper. He said, "Everything is normal." That word again. Normal. But this time, I did not stop. I asked, "Can I see the numbers?" He showed me. I looked at them slowly. I did not understand everything, but I saw some numbers were low. Not very low, but low. One number stayed in my mind. Iron. I asked, "Is this good for the brain?" He said, "It is in the normal range." Again, that word. Normal. But I was not satisfied. I went home and started reading. Simple articles. Easy explanations. I learned something new. Normal does not always mean good. Some levels are okay for the body, but not perfect for the brain. That idea was important, very important. So I decided to test it. I started taking a small iron supplement. Not every day, every other day. I kept it simple. I wrote everything in my notebook, day by day, feeling by feeling. The first week, nothing changed. I still felt the same, slow, tired, foggy. The second week, still nothing big. I almost wanted to stop. I thought, maybe this does not work. But I remembered my rule. Test longer. Be patient. So I continued. In the third week, something small happened. One morning, I woke up and felt a little lighter. Not a big change, just a small one. But I noticed it. I wrote, "Maybe better." Then in the fourth week, it became clearer. My thinking was faster, not fast, but faster than before. My brain test scores started to go up again, slowly but clearly. I felt excited. I felt proud. "This is real," I said to myself. I kept going. At the same time, I looked at another result from my blood test. Vitamin D. I did not know much about it before, but I learned something simple. It comes from the sun. And I did not get much sun. I worked inside all day. I stayed at home in the evening. My level was low. Not dangerously low, just low. So I added another small habit. I took vitamin D every day. A simple pill. Nothing special. This time the change was very slow. Very, very slow. Days passed. Then weeks. I did not feel anything big. No sudden moment. No strong feeling. But something quiet was happening. After about 5 or 6 weeks, I looked back at my notes. I saw fewer bad days. Fewer days where I wrote very tired or very foggy. My mind was more stable. Not perfect, but steady. That word felt good. Steady. I realized something important. Not all changes are fast. Some changes are quiet. You only see them when you look back. I sat with my notebook and smiled. A real smile. Not forced, not tired, just calm and happy. Then I thought about sleep. Even when I slept many hours, I did not always feel good. Something was missing. I asked myself, is my sleep deep enough? So I tried one more small thing. Before bed, I started taking magnesium, a simple supplement. I did not expect much. I just wanted to test. The first night, nothing special. The second night, I slept a little better. The third night, I noticed something clear. I woke up feeling more rested. My body felt calm. My head felt quiet. I wrote, "Sleep better." After a week, it was very clear. My sleep was deeper. I did not wake up many times at night. I felt more fresh in the morning. And again, my brain scores improved. Everything was connecting: sleep, nutrients, habits. It was like small pieces of a puzzle coming together. But I also felt something else. I felt a little frustrated. I thought, why did no one tell me this before? These were not big secrets. These were simple things. But I did not know them. And for years, I felt bad. I sat on my bed one night and said quietly, "So many small problems. Together, they make one big problem." That sentence stayed in my mind. By now, I was better. Clearly better. My mind was sharper. My days were easier. I could work without so much struggle. I could think more clearly. But still, not perfect. There was still something missing. Some days, I still felt slow. Some days, the fog came back a little. Not as strong as before, but still there. I knew there was more to find. I closed my notebook and looked out the window. The night was quiet. The air was cool. I took a deep breath. "I am close," I said softly, "but not there yet." And I was right, because the next changes I would make were not easy. Not simple like opening a window. Not small like drinking water. These changes would be harder. And I was not sure if I was ready. By this time, my life was different. Not completely new, but clearly better. My mornings were lighter. My thoughts were clearer. I could work without feeling lost all the time. I could read and understand. I could focus. But I was not fully free. Some days the fog came back, not as strong as before, but still there. Like a shadow, I did not like that feeling. I wanted a clean mind, a steady mind, every day. So I asked myself a hard question. What am I still doing that hurts me? That question stayed in my head for many days. One morning, I sat with my coffee in my hand. I looked at it. I drank coffee every day, not one cup, many cups. Morning, afternoon, sometimes even evening. I loved it. It made me feel awake. Or at least, I believed that. But then I looked at my notes. On some days, I wrote, "Good focus in the morning, but tired later." On other days, I wrote, "Feel nervous, hard to stay calm." I started to see a pattern. Coffee helped me, but also hurt me. I did not like that idea. I did not want to stop. Coffee was part of my life. It was my comfort, my small joy. I said to myself, maybe just reduce, not stop. So I made a plan. I would slowly drink less. The first week, I drank a little less than before. The first few days were hard. Very hard. I felt tired. I felt slow. My head hurt. I felt angry for no clear reason. I wrote in my notebook, "Bad days, very bad days." I almost gave up. I told myself, this is not worth it. But I remembered something. Every good change before felt hard at first. The window, the water, the supplements. None of them worked on day one. So I stayed with the plan. Week by week, I reduced my coffee. Less and less. Each step was difficult. The first 2 or 3 days after each change were the worst. My body felt heavy. My mind felt empty. I could not think clearly. I felt like I was going backward. But then, something interesting happened. After a few days, my body adjusted. The pain went away. The tired feeling became smaller. And slowly, I started to feel normal again. I kept going. After many weeks, I reached 0. No coffee at all. The first few days without any coffee were terrible. I will not lie. I felt slow. I felt weak. I wanted to drink coffee again. Many times I almost did. But I stopped myself. I said, just wait a little more. So I waited. After about 2 weeks, something changed. My energy felt more stable, not high, not low, just steady. I did not have big ups and big downs. My mind felt calm. My focus stayed longer. Then I did my brain tests again. The results surprised me. My scores were higher than before, higher than my best days with coffee. I looked at the screen again and again. I could not believe it. How? I asked myself. I felt shocked. I felt confused. But also, I felt free. For many years, I thought coffee gave me energy. But now, I saw something different. It gave me short energy, then took more away. I sat quietly and said, I was not gaining energy. I was borrowing it. That thought stayed in my mind. Then I looked at another part of my life, exercise. To be honest, I did not like exercise. I was not lazy, but I always said, I'm too busy. After work, I felt tired. I just wanted to sit and rest. But now I was serious. I wanted full change. So I made a simple rule. Walk every day for 30 minutes. No excuses. No skipping. The first day, it felt easy. Just walking. The second day, also easy. But after a week, I felt bored. I did not want to go. I told myself, maybe I can skip today. But I did not. I forced myself to go out. I walked slowly, sometimes fast. Sometimes I just looked around. Trees, people, cars, sky. After some days, I noticed something. After each walk, my mind felt clearer. Not only during the walk, but also after. I could think better. I felt more alive. It was a clean feeling, a natural feeling. So I kept going. Weeks passed. Walking became part of my life. Not something hard, just something normal. And again, my test scores improved. My focus improved. My mood improved. Everything was connecting again. Then came the hardest part. Alcohol. I was not a heavy drinker. I did not drink every day. But on weekends, I liked to relax. A few drinks with friends. It felt normal. Everyone did it. I thought, this is not a problem. But I decided to test it anyway. I wore a simple sleep tracker. I wanted to see my sleep quality. On nights when I drank, I checked the data in the morning. The result was clear. My deep sleep was almost 0. 0. I felt shocked. I said, this cannot be right. So I tested again. Another weekend. Same result. Bad sleep. Very bad sleep. Then I checked my feeling. On those mornings, I was tired. Very tired. My mind was slow again. The fog came back. I sat quietly and thought, so this is also hurting me. I did not want to accept it. I liked those moments, laughing with friends, relaxing, but I could not ignore the truth. So I made another decision. I stopped drinking, not less, not sometimes. I stopped. The first few weekends felt strange. I felt different from my friends, a little outside, a little quiet. But I also felt something new. My mornings were clean. My head was clear. My energy stayed strong. No fog, no heavy feeling. I wrote in my notebook, "This is better. This is clearly better." At this point, my life had changed a lot. No coffee, daily walks, no alcohol, better sleep, better habits. And my mind? It was stronger than ever before. But still, I had one last question. What was the real cause from the beginning? I had improved many things. I had removed many problems. But I wanted to understand the root. I wanted the full picture. So one night, I opened my notebook again. I looked at all my notes, all my tests, all my changes. I took a deep breath. I need one final answer, I said. And I knew. The last step would give it to me. That night, I could not sleep. I sat at my desk with my notebook open. Page after page was full. Notes, numbers, feelings, small thoughts. It was all there, 6 months of my life, written in simple words. I looked at one page and read, "Very tired." Then another page, "A little better." Then, "Clear mind today." I kept turning pages slowly. I felt calm, but also serious. I knew I was close to something important. I asked myself again, what was the real cause? I had changed many things: air, water, phone, iron, vitamin D, magnesium, coffee, exercise, alcohol. Each one helped. Each one made a difference. But which one mattered most? Or maybe, it was not one thing. That idea came to me slowly, like a quiet voice. Maybe the problem was not one big issue. Maybe it was many small ones. I sat still. I repeated that in my head. Many small problems, together. It made sense. Bad air at night, a dry body in the morning, constant phone distraction, low nutrients, poor sleep, too much coffee, alcohol on weekends, no movement. Each problem was small, easy to ignore, easy to say, "It's fine." But together, they made my brain slow. They made my mind foggy. They made my days heavy. I felt something strong in my chest, not sadness, not anger, something like understanding. I whispered, I was building my own problem, every day. That truth was simple, but also hard. I was not sick in a big way. I was not broken. But my daily habits were weak. My foundation was weak. And I was trying to fix it with quick ideas, fast solutions, easy answers. But real change did not come from exciting things. It came from boring things, very boring things. I laughed a little, a quiet laugh. "No magic," I said. "Just basics." The next day, I decided to do one final step. I went back to the doctor, back to Victor Hale. This time, I felt different. I felt calm. I felt clear. I was not the same person who walked into his office months ago. He looked at me and said, "You look better." I smiled. "I feel better." I showed him my notes, my tests, my results. He looked surprised. He read slowly, page by page. After some time, he looked up and said, "You did all this yourself?" I nodded. "Yes, step by step." He leaned back in his chair. "This is very good work." I felt proud, but not in a loud way. Just quiet pride. Then I asked him for one more thing, a full blood test again. The same tests as before. I wanted to see the difference, so I did the test. And I waited. This time, waiting felt easier. I was not worried. I already felt better. This was just to confirm what I already knew. When the results came, I looked at them carefully. My iron level was higher, strong. My vitamin D level was good, balanced. Other numbers were stable. Everything looked better. But more important than the numbers was how I felt. I felt awake. I felt clear. I felt like myself again. No, not just again. Better than before. Because now I understood. I closed my notebook for the last time and sat quietly. I thought about the past 6 months, the confusion, the fear, the slow days, the small wins, the hard changes. It was not easy. There were days I wanted to stop, days I felt tired, days I felt nothing was working. But I kept going, one small step at a time, one simple test at a time, and that made the difference. Later that evening, I went for my usual walk. The air was cool. The sky was soft and gray. People were walking, talking, living their lives. I felt present, fully present. No fog, no heavy thoughts, just clear. I took a deep breath and smiled. Then I said something to myself. Something simple, but true. Take care of the basics, and the rest will follow. That was my lesson. Not a big secret, not a special trick, just simple truth. Good air, enough water, healthy body, deep sleep, movement every day, less noise, less distraction, and patience. Always patience. Because real change is slow, but it is real, and it stays. If someone asked me now, what helped you the most? I would not give them a long list. I would say, start simple, fix the small things, do them every day. Because the boring things are the powerful things, and that is the truth I learned, one quiet day at a time.